Welcome back, everybody. Glad you're here. Got something really special for you today. We're going to do some retro music you've never heard of. And it's going to be interesting to see if you actually have heard of this or not. Um, One of my favorite bands growing up, Guns N' Roses, a band that just was a watershed event when they released their Type for Destruction album. It just revolutionized hard rock and metal. They're not a metal band, but hard rock definitely. When they hit the scene, they just are completely unique and original, highly talented. Some of the best guitar player, bass player, vocalists, just around, and they changed everything. And a couple years after that, they released their double album, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. I can still remember getting it when it came out and just wearing those tapes out. I don't know how many songs were on both of those. I think there were 13 on one and 14 on another. I really can't remember, but but of all the songs on there, and there are some great ones. November Rain, Estranged, Civil War, all the epics that everybody knows. The one song that always stood out to me was Coma. Now, if you've never seen Coma, or if you've never heard Coma, I'm not surprised. It was never released as a single. They didn't do it very much when they were in concert. I think they did it a couple times in 1992 on their Use Your Illusion tour. And then they didn't do it for a long time after that. And then a couple years ago when they did Coachella, they actually did it there 3 or 4 years ago when they did Coachella. So if you haven't heard it, it's not surprising. But it's probably one of the best songs, if not the best song, in my humble opinion, that Guns N' Roses ever did. It was just a force to be reckoned with. It's the longest song that they've ever released. It's over 10 minutes long, 10 minutes and 14 seconds long. So this is going to be a little bit lengthy, so I'm going to cut the intro a little bit short here. But it was written when Slash OD'd and went through his heroin delirium. He was actually considered dead for 8 or 9 minutes. And when he came out of it, he wrote this song, this long epic song, and then gave it to Slash, and Slash gave it to Axl, and Axl had to put lyrics to it and really struggled with it. And they really worked very hard on this song and really came up with, in my opinion, an epic that should have been released because it'd be up there in the pantheon of epic songs in rock history. So we're going to take a listen to it and see how you guys like it. I am playing the video that has lyrics with it, so you can follow along. Of course, I will be stopping it because the lyrics in this are just phenomenal. Be warned that there is some language in here. Those of you that aren't used to hearing language on this channel, you are going to hear some on this channel, but pay attention to the music because one thing I've always kind of stressed is I've always stressed lyrics, because if you're going to listen to a song, listen to what the songwriter is trying to tell you. But listen to the music in this, because Slash's guitar work in this is probably his best work, which is saying a lot because the dude is a guitar god. And he's done some amazing things. But if you listen to the guitar work in this, you can really hear the emotion and you can hear the story he's trying to tell through his guitar work, through the just the regular rhythms that he's doing, and through the 3 solos that he does in here. So really listen to that and listen to the key changes, listen to the tempo changes, because they really try to tell the story of what's going on here. So it does have a lot of controversy about the lyrics. People often try to interpret it, and I'm going to go with what I've always felt about it. I feel very much that it's a song about desensitization in society. I feel very much it's a song about trying to connect to the world when you want so desperately just to get away from it. So we're going to listen to it and check it out. And I definitely want you to tell me what you think of it. If you're familiar with the song, you probably have some thoughts on it. If this is your first time hearing it, you probably will have some thoughts on it, and I'd love to hear it. So please leave me a comment below and let me know what you think. And definitely just do me a favor real quick and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And without any further ado, this is Guns N' Roses off the Use Your Illusion 1 album, Coma.
In a coma, and I don't think I wanna ever come back to this world again. Kinda like it in a coma, 'cause no one's ever gonna.
All right, so you can hear it from the beginning, the way they pace this song at the beginning, the way they intro it. Guns N' Roses' ability to intro songs is just amazing. From the iconic guitar solo of "Sweet Child of Mine" to the just they have such a way of introducing songs in ways that just the second you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, this is that song, and it's going to be epic. This is the same way, starting off with that driving drum beat. This is one of Matt Sorum's first tracks that he recorded with them after Steven Adler was kicked out of the band, and comes in with that driving heartbeat, and then you hear the high-pitched note coming in, kind of sounding like a flat line. So you know the name of the song is Coma. And so you hear the heartbeat, and then you hear this flat line, and you're like immediately brought into the music. And it's awesome how he does it. But you caught me in a coma, and I don't want to ever come back to this world again. Kind of like it in a coma, because no one's ever going to make me come back to this world again. Now I feel like I'm floating away. I can't feel any pressure, and I like it this way. But my body's calling. My body's calling. So he's escaped the world for a little bit, and he's gotten away from the pressures and the stress, but he has just this natural drive to come back to the world, back to his life. You know, the body's calling, but he doesn't want to come back. So this is going to be all about that conflict of trying to escape real life into his created mind life, and the struggle he has with that. Suspended deep in a sea of black. I've got the light at the end, and I've got the bones on the mast. I've gone sailing. So it's all an allusion to death. You know, you're in a coma. You're in the darkness. You've got the bones on the mast is like the pirate sail. But that it represents death. And you're crossing the river Styx. You're sailing down the line to the tunnel at the end, and could leave so easily. My friends are calling back to me. I said they're leaving it all up to me when all I needed was some clarity and someone to tell me what is going on. Right. So the friends are calling back, but they're like, you know, you do what you got to do. You do what you want to do, but come on back, you know, but they're not helping him. Right. He's like, when they're leaving it all up to me when all I needed was some clarity and someone to tell me what is going on. And nobody's telling him what's going on. He just needed some peace and some explanation, but nobody's giving that to him. So he's not compelled to come back to them. He's got slipping further and further away, and it's a miracle how long we can stay in a world our minds created, in a world that's full of shit. But if you stop and think about how he's saying this, right? It's a miracle how long we can stay in a world our minds created, in a world that's full of crap, right? So in this world we've created, but there's all this crap in our head. But he's also comparing it. It's a miracle how long we can stay in this world that is so full of crap, right? He's comparing the two. So it's pretty cool how he does that.
Slow motion here. This guy's going to get in the ER. Going out on him. Reach out to the defibrillator.
Listen to that atmospheric mood they put you in here now. Now you're getting into the delirium. Now you're in the doldrums.
No one's gonna bother me anymore. No one's gonna mess with my head no more. I can't understand what all the fighting's for, but it's so nice here down off the shore. I wish you could see this, 'cause there's nothing to see. It's peaceful here and it's fine with me. Not like the world where I used to live.
So I'm climbing through the wreckage of all my twisted dreams, but this cheap investigation just can't stifle all my screams. I'm waiting at the crossroads, waiting for you, where are you? So he's going through like his dreams, his memories, things that haven't worked out, the stuff that's causing him all the stress and pressure in life. He's trying to figure it out. He's trying to investigate what went wrong, and it's just driving him even crazier. So now he's waiting at the crossroads, right, in the afterlife, in this in-between life, between life and death. He's waiting at the crossroads, and he's waiting for you. Where are you? Right? He's waiting for that person that matters. But when you're in that state, you're all alone. right? Nobody can help you. Nobody can get to you when you're there. Like, now you have to make a decision. No one's going to bother me anymore. No one's going to mess with my head no more. I can't understand what all the fighting's for, but it's so nice to hear down on the shore. Like, everything's peaceful, calm. He doesn't have to worry about anything. He's just forgetting everything behind him. I wish you could see this, because there's nothing to see. It's peaceful here and it's fine with me. Not like the world where I used to live. I never really wanted to live. So this is the attraction of wanting to get away from this life that has been so stressful and chaotic to him. This is the enchantment of it, but it's a finality, right? But he doesn't realize that yet. Going back to the conflict.
Okay, we're starting to lose this guy. Let's get some people in here. Get the crash cart, please. We're losing this guy. Get away, please. What's going on here? How about an IV stick? Okay, you better protect the airway. We're starting to lose him.
What a great solo.
Live your life like it's a coma. Won't you tell me why we wonder? With all the reasons you give it, it's kinda hard to believe. But who am I to tell you that I've seen any reason why you should stay? Maybe we'd be better off without you anyway. You got a one-way ticket on your last chance ride. Got a one-way ticket to your suicide. Got a one-way ticket and there's no way out alive.
So as we're getting ready to kick in here, so I need to break this up a little bit. So you live your life like it's a coma. Won't you tell me why we'd wanna? With all the reasons you give, it's kind of hard to believe. But who am I to tell you that I've seen any reason that you should say maybe we'd be better off without you anyway? You got a one-way ticket on your last chance ride. Got a one-way ticket to your suicide. Got a one-way ticket, and there's no way out alive. He's having this argument with himself. Half of him wants to stay in this delirium. Half of him wants to stay in this coma and go on to the final destination. The other one's like, no, we need to come back. But who am I to tell you that? Or maybe the other one's like, we need to get back here. But the other one's like, why do you want to stay? Why do you want to get back there? Who am I to tell you that you'd want to find a stay? Maybe we'd be better off without you anyway, right? He's having this argument with himself, and he's all conflicted about these pushes and pulls with like responsibility and escapism, between like taking the easy way out and actually having to be responsible for his life. All this crass communication that has left you in the cold isn't much for consolation when you feel so weak and old. But if home is where the heart is and there's stories to be told, no, you don't need a doctor. No one else can hear your soul. Got your mind in submission, got your life on the line, but nobody pulled the trigger. They just stepped aside. When the bell stopped, they'd be down by the water while you watch them waving goodbye. So you're the one that has to make this decision, right? You're the only, nobody else can pull the trigger on this. Nobody else can make this decision for you. This is something that you have to decide for yourself. And you've gone through all this. He's talking about this crass communication that has left you out in the cold, all these bickering arguments, right? That just feel you like that you just don't want to deal with anymore. These relationships that are going wrong or whatever. It's not consolation when you feel so weak and old, because then you instead of taking care of these relationships, instead of going back and fixing them and fixing the communication, you end up old, weak, and alone, right? But if home is where the heart is, there's stories to be told. That you need a doctor. No one else can heal your soul. You can't rely on anybody else to heal your soul. You have to take care of that yourself. You have to make those decisions for yourself.
Calling in the morning, they be hanging on the phone, they be waiting for an answer, but you know nobody's over. When the bell stopped ringing, it was nobody's fault but your own. They were always there for warning, they were always telling signs, and you wouldn't see the job, but no one gave you too much time. And when you said that no one listened, was your best friend drop a dime? Someone would get so tired of waiting, go away and spend the time. And it's so easy to be social, it's so easy to be cool. Yeah, it's easy to be hungry when you ain't got shit to lose. And I wish that I could help you with what you hope to find, but I'm still out here waiting, watching reruns of my life. When you reach the point of breaking, know it's gonna take some time. Heal the broken memories that another man would need just to survive.
I love the way this song wraps up, man. They'd be calling in the morning, they'd be hanging on the phone, they'd be waiting for an answer, but nobody's home. When the bell stopped ringing, it was nobody's fault but your own. People are trying to get in touch with you, but you're not answering that phone. And when they finally give up and stop calling, that's on you. Right? They reached out, but you didn't answer. There were always ample warnings, there were always subtle signs, and you would have seen it coming, but we gave you too much time. When we said that no one's listening, why'd your best friend drop a dime? So if nobody really cared, why'd he call somebody? Right? Sometimes we get so tired of waiting for a way to spend our time. And it's easy to be social. It's easy to be cool. Yeah, it's easy to be hungry when you ain't got nothing to lose. And I wish that I could help you with what you hope to find. But I'm still out here waiting, watching reruns of my life. When you reach the point of breaking, it's going to take some time to heal the broken memories that another man would need just to survive. Right. So in the end, you have all this stuff that's crashing on you. You have all these broken memories. You're trying to sort through these memories of your life. But another man would need those just to survive. You have them, and you don't even see what a gift they are. Crazy, man. There's so many ways to just go through this and like hear the lyrics and interpret them in different ways, which is really one of the great things about this song. And some people look at this and they see it one way, and others people look at it and see it another. And you read the same words I did on the screen, and you're sitting there going, "No, I think he means this," and you're not wrong, and I'm not wrong, and the third guy isn't wrong, because it's one of those songs that is so ingenious that it can actually talk to each person individually, because you're going to get out of it kind of things that you've experienced with stuff like that. Not necessarily being in a coma or dealing with thoughts like that, but with dealing like situations in your life that are that tough and you want to escape. Everybody wants to escape. It's why we listen to music. It's why we go to the movies, right? Everybody wants to have that chance to get away from it all. But at some point you have to make that decision to come back, or lose everything. Right. So it's amazing. I love it. First time I heard that song, I probably rewound it and listened to it on my Walkman. Yeah, I'm that old. 10 times. So an hour and a half just rewinding that 10-minute song and playing it over and playing it for everybody around. Like, dude, did you hear Coma? Like, what are you talking about? No, I was listening to November Rain or Estranged or Civil War or Knocking on Heaven's Door or whatever else came out of there, and it was like, no, this is the song out of both those albums, out of all those songs. This is the song that completely encapsulates everything that Guns N' Roses / Axl, Duff, and all the rest of them, Izzy Stradlin, and all of them were all about. Like, this was their opus, and I love it. I hope you did too. I hope you enjoyed that. If you got any comments, I hope you do have comments. Usually people do have comments when we talk about this song, so please leave them below. I'd love to hear them and let me know what you think. And if you have another song we've never heard that you'd like me to check out, classic or new, let me know. I'd be glad to do it for you. In the meantime, please check out these other ones I have, and we'll do it again next time, okay? So until later, y'all have a great night. Love you. See you next time.